Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report. Coming to you today with a few things that have taken place yesterday and this morning. Let's start with yesterday, or the day before yesterday, where Biden goes out to L.A. To assure everyone that the government will pay for 100% of the reclamation of L.A., and so on and so on, all while he gets off the airplane, forgets to salute the Marine at the base, which really frosts me that he does this on a constant occasion. And it's just not right. But absolutely, when he goes into his meetings with Newsom and some of the firefighters that were there and people that are on the ground taking stock of everything that's going on, he salutes a bunch of random people standing there from the cheek rather than a regular salute, but cannot take care of the Marines and other uniformed services that are looking out for his well-being and carrying him around to his little visits here and there. Almost unbelievable that the commander-in-chief cannot return a salute, but maybe he forgot how. Then he gets back from his trip out there, which was probably a useless trip. Didn't bother to go to Ohio or the western North Carolina disasters or the Georgia or East Tennessee disaster that took place as a result of hurricanes. But he can get himself out to the Democratic stronghold of Gavin Newsom to do what? He's in the way more than he is anything else, and then somebody has to be assigned to follow him around so he doesn't get lost. But he got it fouled up when he got back to Washington and had some jokes to tell while L.A. was still on fire. Well, here, let's just take a look at that.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
As you've seen and you've reported, a lot of these places are burned to the ground. There's not a single thing left in their homes. And so if they contact disasterassistance.gov, anybody who's lost everything or anything of consequence, disasterassistance.gov or 1-800-2, I beg your pardon, 1-800-621 3362. That's what they disasterassistance.gov 1-800-621-3362 to get the kind of help they need for everything from the basics that they don't have access to right now.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Madam Vice President, I know you're directly affected, so you fire away. No pun intended.
Indeed. Thank you, Mr. President.
Madam Vice President, I know you're directly affected, so you fire away. No pun intended.
Indeed. Thank you, Mr. President.
Hey! I burned the house down!
Hard to believe, isn't it? But this is Dementia Joe at his best. And then the mayor of L.A. Was cornered by some reporters asking certain questions that people like myself and probably you are asking yourself. Why would you be gone to Ghana for somebody's inauguration when you're a mayor of a major city in the United States and a disaster is taking place? I know she says she got back as fast as possible, but why in the world did the taxpayers send her to Ghana to go to somebody's inauguration? Well, here, as you just saw, there are no reasoning behind what was done in California by the Democratic-controlled government that they live in there. But here, just take a look at what the mayor had to say.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up? Appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
Things are going to get worse before they get better.
I have seen the front lines of the Palisades fire, and it is staggering. I've been in constant contact with our fire commanders, with county, state, and federal officials. I took the fastest route back, which included being on a military plane, which facilitated our communications. So I was able to be on the phone the entire time of the flight. But make no mistake, Los Angeles will rebuild stronger than ever. Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL.
Bruh.
What the hell did you just say?
Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL.
This place sucks. Access main program. Access main security. Access main program grid.
You didn't say the magic word.
Please! God damn it! Hate this hacker crap.
Democrats, isn't this great?
Well, no answers there, and a predetermined speech that she gave left nothing to be figured out other than that they will rebuild. And that brings us over to the Carter funeral that took place yesterday and was an extreme amusing evening last night to see exactly what took place with the past presidents alive that were sitting there, starting with the left side of the aisle being Bill and Hillary Clinton. Bill is in rough shape. Looks like his handshakes are getting a lot worse, and we're not sure what is going on with he or Hillary's handshaking that's going on, but I'm sure we'll get an answer somewhere down the road about what that's about. I'm not a doctor, so I don't have an opinion, but I would say that it was probably something to do with a Parkinsonian-related problem that they may or may not be having. But it was interesting body language to watch last night. It was all over. There's meme after meme out there today talking about it, and I'm sure it will take some of the right side news media some interest to publish stuff today. But the interaction between the Bush presidency and past vice presidents and the major talk is about what took place between Trump and Barack Obama, where he had Barack Obama laugh out loud. Whatever was being said there, I'm sure there'll be lip readers and everybody else out today to talk about exactly what they think was said, but it was interesting. And then when Kamala and Dougie came, they sat down in front, and then she turned around at one point to see what Obama was saying, and the disgust on her face and the tight jaw review of what she just heard or saw was precious. She is not a happy person. And if Doug, when you look at his face, Emhoff, her husband, if the floor could have opened up and swallowed him, he would have been a lot happier than sitting there clenched-jawed and just not comfortable. And then you look at Melania was not in favor of the conversation, whatever was taking place between her husband and Obama, but interesting. And then the fact that he had to go shake Pence's hand and talk to Al Gore, which, it was a reasonable handshake and so on and so forth. But very interesting. Well, I'll let you take a look here at a little bit that I picked up.
Said that Trump told him he wanted his generals to be like Hitler's generals.
A few moments later.
You know the thing, he's lost again. He's sleepy and senile and shits his pants. Welcome to Uncle Joe's greatest hit.
Well, old Joey was looking a bit rough at the Carter funeral pre-show. Maybe he was worried about his eulogy speech. The new bromance brewing right behind him. Or perhaps the ice cream stain on his pants. Ha! Nurse Jill put an end to that real quick. Then it was time for the commander of cognitive decline to give his eulogy speech. And you know how that went, so hit that like and subscribe to support the channel, and let's get on with the show.
In April 2021, Jill and I visited Jimmy and Roseland on a warm spring day down in Plains, Georgia. Now, how do we find that good life? What does it look like?
It looks like you can't read anymore.
Jimmy Carter's friendship.
Ooh, that's a strange name.
A white Southern Baptist who led on civil rights.
What you talking about? What you talking about?
That made my evening of amusement, put a smile on my face after seeing that. But it'll be what it is, and I don't think that Kamala will ever get over losing to Donald Trump. I don't think any of the Democratic strategists that planned some of this, which Obama was heavily involved in, and so were the Clintons, they're not going to get over it. They messed up, and they probably cost themselves the next election as well, unless they get on track and start to look at things more pragmatically and start to be more transparent with we the people who have decided now. We've seen through, we know what we hear, we know what we see, and you can't fool us anymore. And now they have to completely reset their playbook for the next upcoming elections, and we'll see how that goes. And that brings us to this morning's news of the sentencing of Donald Trump in New York City at the kangaroo court that they put him through, clearly just to interfere with an election and make us believe that he's a convicted criminal and he did this, that, and the other thing. And yes, they had a lousy trial that was not fair to one party, and it was rigged, and we know that. We've watched it, and we answered back on November 6th about our thoughts with regard to this lawfare that was slammed against him and promoted by the White House, and the Justice Department did send somebody into New York at a lesser job than they already had to help Bragg prosecute this fake trial to eliminate an opponent to Joe Biden. Period. End of story. Yes, there will be no jail time. There will be no probation, and it has been not dismissed but put there. So the sentencing took place, and now the appeal process can continue, and it will be appealed. And once you get it out of the area where all of these fake people that wanted to make a name for themselves are out of the picture, then we'll get a clear and concise decision on whether or not he is. But brace yourself, because mainstream media, the talking heads, the morning Joes, the ABC, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, and Fox will all be carrying a narrative on the Democratic platform that you've elected a convicted felon, a convicted felon, convicted felon. This is what you can strap in and listen to out of these idiots for the next couple of days. And it means nothing, and do not get upset or excited about it. There will be an appeal process, and the appeal process will go as well as any other will do. So this is the morning news. We're waiting patiently for we're getting a snowstorm here right now. It's coming down at a pretty good clip. They're talking about some accumulation here in East Tennessee and the surrounding areas, Southwest Virginia. And, of course, those poor people that are suffering in western North Carolina will probably get some snow on top of everything else they have to deal with. But it will be what it is with regard to a pretty weekend here anyway, unless the rain comes behind it and kills it all, which is a possibility, they're saying, but it's right now cold enough to where I don't think we're going to have that problem. And it's 2 o'clock here in the afternoon. They weren't forecasting anything for this morning, but at 1 o'clock it started to flurry, and now it's in a full come-down mode, and we're looking forward as always, to getting out in the snow and letting Kaiser romp and get his zoomies out like he does in the snow. He likes to eat it. He likes to run in it and play. And it's good for him. It's good for us to get out and get fresh air and commune with nature one more time in a snowy forest that we can stand and listen to the wind tell us what's coming. And what's coming for 2025 is Donald Trump and a cabinet of people that are well-versed in fixing the problems that we have experienced for the last 4 years especially. And we'll see where it goes, but I believe that we're going to be fixing budgets, we're going to be fixing the border, and we're going to be great here in America again, in the world's eyes, and understanding that we now have a government in position that cares about you and me more than somebody in the Ukraine or an illegal immigrant that crossed the border illegally to do crimes here. So with that, we're going to say it's a weekend. It's Friday. It's Friday afternoon. So God bless you all. Get out, enjoy the snow, and if you're living in places where you have a beach to go out on, go enjoy the beach. Take a walk, talk to God, say your prayers, and remember to pray for the people in Los Angeles and Southern California that are suffering right now. And please remember in your prayers the people in Western North Carolina, and especially around the Asheville area and East Tennessee, where they were devastated by floods due to the hurricanes and still struggling to get back to normal. So until Monday, unless something over the weekend happens, we'll bring you a weekend report. But until Monday, we'd like to say from Kaiser and I here at the Kaiser Report, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report for a look around Appalachia, news, and some fun. So bye-bye now. God bless.